Hello, I'm Czardus, and let's play Cities Skylines 2. Welcome back to Shelbyville, my beginner's guide series. Today we are going to talk about the things that are found in Small Village, and we are going to progress to Large Village. So let's go ahead and talk about what we unlocked. We got another grant for 700,000. We got 2 more development points, so we now have 3 that we could use if we wanted to, and we get 4 more expansion permits, so we can buy 4 more map tiles. We can increase, or we got an increase to our loan limit. So if we go into budget, again, that is found in way down here. You can click on city economy, or you can click on your money to bring up your budget. We could go to loans, and we could go all the way up now to 250,000 if we wanted to, which does make the smaller amount of the loan have a lower interest rate, which is a key thing to note. As you get up higher, as your limit goes up, then the smaller amounts your interest rate will go down. So that is loans. Then taxation has been unlocked as well. So let's go back in there again. And now we have a little bit of taxation that we can adjust. And this is where it is a little bit different from Cities Skylines 1, in that residential, you can tweak different types of residential. It is not divided by the building level or the density level. It is divided by the education level of the individual citizen. So you can have your uneducated citizens pay a lower tax rate than your higher educated citizens, or vice versa, or have it all be flat. Then when you go to commercial, you can tax individual types of business. So depending on what the business produces, like plastics or chemicals or electronics, you can change the tax rate. You can even, I'm going to pause while I do this, you can go to a negative tax rate. So you are paying the business to operate in your city. If you think it is a key industry that you want to have in your city, you can subsidize it. And you can do that under commercial, or you can do it under industrial, or even in residential. If you want more highly educated people to move in, you could pay them by having a negative tax rate. So there's a lot of things you can do in taxation that can really tweak the way that your city looks and the way that the businesses that you have coming into your city. And that is really key. What we're going to do is we're going to just across the board raise everything to 12, because that will just start to generate more tax revenue, and that is what we want. We can't see any of the details for office yet because we haven't unlocked office zoning. So that is one thing to remember. Now we also unlocked medium density housing. You'll remember that at Tiny Village, we unlocked medium density row housing. Now we have medium density altogether. These are bigger buildings, and we'll do some of those when we get closer to where we want the city core to be. We're not quite ready for that. We do have demand for medium density, but if we were to build or zone some of it, it would go down really quickly because there isn't actually a lot of demand for that right now. A lot of the demand is really in the low density residential. So that's what we're going to continue to focus on. And the same thing, education and research. We could build an elementary school or a high school. We don't need them yet. People can go to another city to get schooling. They might not stay when they do that, but that's okay. We're not ready to pay for a school. If you go and look at this, a school is $25,000 per month. And I said this before, I think the way it works is that 1 month is equal to 24 hours. So I think the math is actually, if you take the amount per month and divide it by 24, your upkeep is actually about, $1,000 a month, a little bit more than that. And we're $1,000 per hour. I mean, we are close to having enough for a school, but we're not quite there. So we're going to hold off on that. I'm going to unpause. And what I want to do instead is I want to start preparing that we have been planning that we want the core of the city to be here because I want to like really capitalize on this waterfront and this natural harbor here. I think that is a logical place for our city to be. And so I want to start having the roads be like they are coming into this city in here. So what I want to do is I want to come down here, and we're kind of working a little bit differently than what I normally would do, where like normally I would really want to be focusing a lot on expansion and growing and stuff like that. But right now I really want to just start getting some roads in towards our downtown. And the other thing I want to do real quick, because the trees take so long to grow, like if you plant one, this is a little, oh, that's a bush. Here, I'll go and plant a tree. A London plane. Actually, no, let's get an oak tree. I like the oak trees. You can see it is super tiny right now, but it is going to grow like this. So you can see a small one that just got planted, and then the full size pretty much right next to it. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have a forest like this, I really think you should try to work with it. You want to work with your terrain, you want to work with your forests, you want to work around that, and that will help give you a more unique city. So I'm going to bring a road along like this. And we're going to bring it down here. And you notice that I'm using the, what is this called? The 4-lane road. And that's because this is going to be an arterial that heads down towards our city center. And so now we can see that we come across this way, and it is heading in to the city center down here and going along this forest here. So now with that, you can see we've got 3 arterials that kind of come together into this area. And I think what we'll do, we already have some commercial in there. We're going to make this into a real commercial center. And so of course we're going to come down here and get more in here. But I think this could be one neighborhood area in here. So that is what I want to do. We're going to get commercial in there. Let's go ahead and check our unemployment rate. We're at 11.8%. So we can go ahead and get more of that. Now we do have we can go ahead and get commercial in here, and then I don't want to go too much farther. I want to stop there, and then we have space for the industry as well. But let's go ahead and get some smaller roads in here, which will be part of kind of like a commercial area, and maybe we'll even do a pedestrian street. Why did I say seat? That kind of is silly. But anyway, a pedestrian street. Foot traffic will only go there, but also service and delivery vehicles. So I think we can make this whole area into a pedestrian-friendly commercial district. So we're going to bring this in like that, and then you can see that it does build a nice little space for pedestrians. And what we're going to do is just go ahead and get all of this in here, and also kind of go along with some of the other roads, especially since we're doing pedestrian. I'm not too concerned about intersections and things like that. We're going to bring this over like that. That looked pretty much like a 90-degree angle. Maybe I'll fix that. Want that to come off at exactly 90 degrees. There we go. Yeah, I like how that's going to look. And then we'll bring this out further. Actually, we'll bring it along here now. And maybe bring it... I like how all of the road guidelines come in and just add a tiny bit of stuff in there. So we'll get that in there. And then I think what we'll do is we'll come off here. And we'll come off this way. And I want this to be at about 134 degrees. Yeah, that'll be good there. And then bring that all the way up. Bring this over. And in general, yeah, we're just getting a nice little shopping area in here. By the way, if you are looking to get this game, be sure to check out Instant Gaming, where you can get it at a discount. Currently 29% off as of the recording of this little segment of the video. But follow the link in the description below and the comment below, and it is an affiliate link, so you will also help support this channel and get a great deal in the process. So go ahead, go to Instant Gaming and enjoy the game. So you see what I did there? I got an extra node in there, and that should be fine. What I might do with my first development point, we're going to come in here, and I'm actually going to go ahead. We're at roads. I'm going to go to advanced road services. So with that, we're going to unlock road maintenance, traffic lights, and signs, as well as roadside decorations. We'll unlock that. So now that we've got that, we can come down here and we can go over to road services. I want to get a road maintenance depot first of all. And that we're going to put right over here, kind of near the industrial area, but it can also act as a bit of a buffer. So you might remember that I didn't zone along there because I wanted to have enough space that will have a gap between the industry and the residential up there. So now we've got this here. This is going to spawn out road maintenance vehicles and snow plows and stuff like that. We can also add an extra garage if we feel that we need to. I don't think we need to do that yet. But the other thing I wanted to do is get traffic lights. So now that we have the advanced roads, we can come in here and click traffic lights, and I want to remove them. So what we're going to do is follow this arterial and highlight the node. We'll keep it here because this is a 4-lane meeting another 4-lane. So I think it makes sense to have a traffic light there. But we'll remove them here. Actually, you know what? I want to keep them here because we're going to have a lot of pedestrians crossing there eventually, I think. We'll keep that one there, but we will take these out along here, and that will just make traffic flow a little bit faster, and we can get it all the way down this way. Then we'll have it again there, and then on this one we'll take these out. So I'm going to do that all across the city. I'm going to keep them where we have 4 lanes meeting 4 lanes, but where we have 2 lanes meeting 4, I'm going to get rid of those. Okay, so that should make the traffic go a little bit faster, and we're just going to walk through the other things that we've unlocked here too. So stop signs, we could come in here and we could make this be a stop sign. So now, okay, that car ran the stop, but this one stopped and then it can go. And that does an all way. There is not currently a way to make it so that there's only a stop sign on one end. Can't do that yet. But then the other things you can do is no left turn. So we could come in here and click on this segment and you can see the arrows changing. I'm not clicking, but it's giving me the preview of what would happen if I did that. So nobody would be able to turn left there in that case. And then could say no straight ahead, then everybody has to turn. No right turn. Do that up here, and then nobody could turn right. Those are more ways of controlling your traffic going through an area. Crosswalk, you could come in here and you could right click on the crosswalk and remove it entirely. So if you have a spot where you don't want pedestrians to cross, that is what you can do. You can add a wider sidewalk, which would remove the parking from the road. You could add grass, or you could add trees. You could add grass and trees. Or you can adjust the lighting, and I think the lighting, if I recall, is only on the highways, which, yep, it can remove where it can add lighting, because there isn't any on the highway by default, so you could add lights to that. And then you can do sound barriers, but you have to have highways to do that. And so that is all of road services. Now, let's double check our unemployment. We're all the way down to 3.1. So we don't want to add anything in here. And in fact, I want to, one more spot. I want to get this road out this way. And I think I want to bring one more in like that, just so that we have a tiny bit more in here, so that people can get in from like any side of this. And then I'm also going to come in and add a pedestrian path. So we want landscaping, pathways. And what I want to do, I'm going to switch to continuous slope, and then I'm just going to bring this through the woods. And I think we'll probably end up with a few of these. I don't want to go quite to that triangle. Oh, I guess we could bring that right in there. And I want to have a couple of ways that people can get through this forest, which, if you haven't noticed, is going to turn into a bit of a park area. So yeah, we'll get that like that. They can get to the shopping area just fine. And then let's bring one more path that will kind of go right down the center of this forest and come all the way down there. Yeah, I like that. So that gets that forest kind of set up nice. And now we have to figure out where we're going to put more people. So at this point, I think we want to start buying tiles this way because we want to get to where we're going to have that city center. So I'm going to go ahead and just buy 2 down here. We'll purchase those so we have a little bit more space, and then we can build these roads out a little bit more and get more of the, just in general, get more residential down there. So this is going to come along this way. And I think I'll go ahead and have it join this road. Yeah, I think that will make sense. So we'll have this come down here. Pretty big slope, but that's all right. And then down like that. And then this one can continue down this way and be another angle there. Yeah, so anybody wanting to get from the city center to up there probably will want to take this road and then cut across that way. And I think we'll get like another one coming down here, kind of like spokes coming out. In fact, I want to get that here. And I think that's a candidate for a roundabout there. So we're going to bring this way. And of course, I've got that tree there, and I just told you a little bit ago, or I've got this forest here. I told you just a little bit ago that we should work with those, and now I'm trying to put a road right through the middle of that. So I think what we'll do is we'll come back a tiny bit, and this road is going to go around that way, and then curve in. We'll have to figure out what we can do with that highway, but for now that will work, and that opens up this area for residential. So I'm going to go ahead and put roads in, a lot like what we just did in the last episode. I'm going to follow some of the contours, although I am starting to get really tempted to do more grid-like, because now we're getting closer to the city center. There is a hill over here that we're going to have to work with. Yeah, I think we don't want to have it too much curvy, because we're going to have bigger buildings in here, and it isn't too steep, so I am going to start doing a little bit of a grid. So I guess I'll show this. We're going to come off this way, and I want to be at 90 degrees. Let's see. Let's build the grid off of, see, the grid is going to go this way, and then kind of like that. So we're going to go off of this road, come 90 degrees, and we'll go 112 meters, which is about the full thing. And then we're going to go this way. And we're going to decide what size we want. I want 112. So that is our grid. We're going to take this back out. And then we're going to get this 112 meters. And we want to stick to this now. So I'm going to come out this way and pretty much repeat this all through this whole area. So then you can see that I'm building these squares out. What we'll do, I'll probably go one more here. I think there's the space for it. Yep, and then we'll probably get, that might be the end of the grid on this end. But I'm going to do that off camera, and then I'll show you what we get. Okay, so here's where we're at. We've got a lot of this grid in place. I wanted to stop here so that I could show you how I plan to connect it. So I'm thinking that we can come down here and this one could connect. Let's go ahead and get it kind of to here. So I was watching that 90 degrees, and then we'll come in here and get that the rest of the way. And this can come all the way over. And then this one can come in here. And we have a little bit more space. We can come out this way, but I don't think I want that road there. We'll see in a second. If we decide we want it, we can add it, but I think I want to go here to 112, and then we can come in like that. But if we come in here, then we're going to lose that deeper zoning for the commercial. Same thing here. I think I want to just go like this and connect in there and just leave it at that. I don't want to have too much going through because I want to steer people to the main roads. This one, actually, I'm going to have end there. Those already come in and connect. Then over here, this one ends there. This one, I'm going to bring in like this. So I want this to be 90 degrees, and then we'll just curve a tiny bit there. That should be fine. This one will come in this way. So in general, we're discouraging people from driving through here because this is going to be primarily a residential area. So now we can double check that unemployment rate, 4.9%, and we can go ahead and zone this. I'm going to do all low density housing because I think pretty soon we're going to turn it into high density, but we're not quite ready there. We're not high, but medium, but we're not quite ready there. So I'm just going to go ahead and zone this whole area really quick. Okay, so you can see what I zoned here. I got most of it in here, and I did not do along this arterial. I did not do inside what is going to be the park. We could do here. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that a little bit there. And then this I'm going to leave because I think I want to extend this grid a little bit more, see where this road ends up and kind of get that in there. But for now, this should work. Actually, this road, before that zoning fills in, I'm pausing, and I think this one should come all the way in. Yeah, so that can all fill in now. Can double check the zoning there. And then, there we go. So then we're going to let that fill in, and then we will see what our unemployment rate is like. I think pretty soon we'll be ready to add more commercial in there. So now that's really filling in. I'm going to come over here, and I had mentioned that I thought this was a good candidate for a roundabout. We're going to go ahead and put it in. So we've got one little roundabout in here, and that's going to get the traffic flowing pretty quickly through here, which is good. And in the meantime, we are now at 14.4% unemployment. So actually, before we add commercial, I want to come in here and double check. Yeah, the commercial is where the profitability is. We don't want to add more industry because they're not making profit, but commercial is. So we'll go ahead and start zoning a bit in our pedestrian area now. Go ahead and do that. We'll go that far. So we're going to get a lot of commercial in there. It's going to really lower that unemployment rate pretty quickly and put us in a good spot. We're also very quickly approaching the next milestone. So I'm really happy with the progress we're making here. And really, I'm tempted to get a school in. I think what we'll do instead, though, is we'll really plan. I think we'll end up with a school like here, or even it would be really good here, actually. That would be a good spot. It's going to give us 300 XP to do that, which will pretty much get us there. But I think that should be our first school, actually. It doesn't have the coverage over there, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and put this in. So now we've got a school there, and we can see what the trend will be for the amount that we're spending. But we can come in here too, and I can show you that we have a few different upgrade opportunities. We could add the children's clinic, which would make the kids more healthy. We could do an extension wing, which would make the school bigger. We don't need that yet, but I do want the playground. So we're going to get the playground over on that side. So now we've got a playground there that's going to increase the well-being in this area. and that will just make everybody happier and healthier. And you can see our city starting to come together. And I really like the grid there, because we're going to, like I said, get a thing here, and then we're going to have to deal with this hill as we get away from the city. But I think, we've got these arterials that are really going to define some of that city as well, or like define some of the other stuff. So now we have reached milestone 3. We're going to pause the game, and we will talk about that in the next episode. So be sure to click on the video on the screen now. That should take you to the next episode if it's out already. Otherwise, it will take you to a video that I know you will enjoy. So thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Take care.